Hi, I'm Eva from China. Welcome to my channel. Lately, there has been a wave of criticism in China. People are outraged because this major deal between Li-Kashing's Hong Kong company and BlackRock, which affects national interests, seemed to come out of nowhere without any prior discussion. Even the Hong Kong government issued a public condemnation. But with the official signing just 10 days away, is it still possible to stop the deal or have a Chinese company step in to take over? Actually, when the news dropped on March the 4th, things were quiet for over 10 days before the backlash suddenly exploded. But if you look closely, aside from the Hong Kong government, there hasn't been any strong response from high-ranking Chinese officials, just a mention of an antitrust investigation. This makes me think the deal wasn't entirely unapproved beforehand. There was likely some level of prior discussion, and on a technical level, it had probably been given the green light because, realistically, there weren't better options. First, the deal is only about the operation of two ports, not control over the Panama Canal itself. The canal is still run by the Panamanian government, which has promised to keep it neutral. That means any country's ships can pass through. Even if the US company taking over the ports tries to make things difficult for China, the worst they can do is to raise docking costs. They can't just block the canal overnight. Chinese ships will still be able to pass through and simply choose other ports. And let's be real, if the deal was such a big threat, why didn't China buy the ports in the first place? The history of the Panama Canal itself explains why. The French tried to build it first, but gave up after losing thousands of workers to disease. Then the US took over, spent over a decade finishing it, and enjoyed nearly a century of profits. When the US handed control back to Panama in 1999, they made it clear if Panama ever stopped being neutral, the US had right to step in, meaning the canal has always been under American influence. When Trump was in office, he claimed China had taken control and vowed to take it back. Trying to compete for these ports now would mean challenging the US in its own backyard. Instead of fighting over old ground with huge amounts of money and energy, why not build our new strategic hubs? That's exactly what China did with the Chancay port in Peru. Opened last year by the Chinese state-owned company COSCO, it cuts China's South America shipping time in half and can handle massive cargo ships that the Panama Canal cannot. This alone has already started to shake Panama's monopoly over South America trade. On top of that, global warming is melting Arctic ice, and a new Arctic shipping route could open up in the coming years. This would dramatically cut travel distance from China to Europe and the Americas. So in a strange way, we might as well acknowledge that global warming has some unexpected advantages. With Chancay Port up and running and the future Arctic shipping route on the horizon, Panama's grip on global trade is only going to weaken. That said, this global port deal does send a message in the eyes of the Chinese public. Trump, as usual, is using it for a PR win, boasting about how he took Panama back from China just like that. The way he's spinning it, the US is winning big and China is losing badly. That's why China can't stay too quiet on this. Even if we don't buy the ports, the sale shouldn't go too smoothly either. Maybe Li should take a page from TikTok. Even if there's no difficulty, create some. No need to make things easy for competitors. People are saying that the era of business is just business is over in China. But honestly, when have politics and the business ever really been separate in any country? Once companies get big enough, they either get involved in geopolitics voluntarily or get pulled into it. This has always been the case, and for most of us, this doesn't really change the way we do business in our daily lives. As for whether this sale will seriously hurt China's exports, the global landscape is shifting so fast that predictions are just predictions. They shouldn't be the only thing we base our decisions on. While uncertainty in exports is rising, for those thinking long-term, uncertainty can actually mean opportunity.